Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, July 11th, 2021. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new, please be sure to check out my website at lisahopp.com, as well as my Facebook business page under Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. I would appreciate it so much. I have some exciting events coming up, as well as I conduct sessions, all around the world. So please check it out. And as always, for those of you new, perhaps you don't know, but you can always email me at serendityharbor@verizon.net with any questions that you have about my services. And for those of you coming back, I appreciate you so very much. I'd like to give a special shout out to my wonderful friend Penny, who actually put in a wonderful card to me that she missed my podcast one Sunday. Well, that amazed me. I was just talking about that again in an amazed, wonderful, positive way. I appreciate you, and I will try not to take a Sunday off again. I won't, unless I extremely have to. It would have to be a very big deal. I appreciate you all who have given me feedback, who give me referrals, who are just wonderful clients, and I feel very blessed. I feel very, very blessed. Topic. So yesterday, and want to say, if you're new, you won't understand, but I usually have a bit of a scratchy voice today because I was out yesterday and I was celebrating. I was celebrating a birthday of a very, very, very good friend, and also still my friends are trying to lump in my birthday into it, but it's been a couple weeks now. There's a certain point it gets kind of obnoxious to keep celebrating your birthday, I think. But wasn't for lack of trying yesterday. So a lot of laughter, a lot of talking. So you might hear that a bit in my voice today. Just bear with me. But yesterday, not yesterday itself, but on Friday, I came up with today's topic because yesterday's celebration was kind of last minute, and I wanted to contribute to it last minute, so I called to order a cake last minute for yesterday, and the baker, was very stressed, not in a mean, rude, belligerent kind of way, just stressed. And we had a bit of a conversation first before the cake was ordered about all the orders that this baker had to get out for Saturday, which was about 40 cakes. And my immediate reaction to 40 cakes was, wow, 40 people are celebrating something just through you, whether it be a birthday or an anniversary or perhaps a later graduation. There were 40 people wanting cake. And yes, it's possible, I suppose, there were other reasons for cake, but most of the time cakes are for celebrations. And I almost said that to the baker. It's like, wow, 40 people have something to celebrate. People are celebrating. Celebrating is always good. We should always be finding a reason to celebrate, and everything that happens to us in some way is meant eventually to be a reason to celebrate. Whether you're celebrating the life of a loved one you've lost, or you're celebrating a birthday or a common event, or you're celebrating that you made it through the hardest time in your life and you came out of it greater than when you went into it. So I encourage you to celebrate, to find the blessings in any moment that you find yourself in that is a challenge. Try to find it. I reach for it immediately. I have to do it. It's inherently in my DNA to do it, which I'm very pleased about because it's positive, it's higher vibration. And so when anything happens, especially something that's rock bottom, it's harder then, but I always will lean out my arm, both arms sometimes, and will find something to grab onto that would give me an understanding of why that's occurring, how I could come out of it better, and, well, simply the purpose of it. The purpose. But sometimes, when you're in the thick of the storm, it's impossible to see the purpose. But what is so important not to do is to become the victim. Because really, honestly, that is usually why you can't see the purpose. It's because you're in the muck of this is happening to me. This is not fair. This is wrong. This makes me angry. And while you, on a human level, probably are right with your feelings can be the very blocks to the happiness and the reward that you're trying to attain. So whenever you find yourself in a frustrating or grievous situation, no matter what, any challenge, try to center and still yourself and see what you can do to find the path or how it could be working in your favor to bring you to that greater place. Because that is what the universe is all about. And for those of you who are new to this whole conversation about the universe can be, well, the universe is that energy field around us. And yes, you can call it heaven. You can call it another realm. You can call it source. You can call it whatever you'd like to call it. It's the energy field around you that responds to you. We are all energy within our human bodies. And we are all connected to each other through that energy. And we are all connected to the whole of the universe. We live the story of the universe as a whole, as well as we create our individual stories. So there's always two plot twists happening at the same time. Yes. And while the whole of the universe affects you, it comes from the outside in. And that involves others' wills, too. For the most part, you are living the life of your own story. What you get up every day and focus on, what you put out is your reality, that then, because of energy, bounces right back to you. That is why they say be careful what you wish for. You asked for it, you got it. That's why people will say so often, spiritual teachers, about keeping your thoughts, your feelings, and your word positive, so that positive bounces back. So celebrations are they're a higher vibration. They raise your vibration because they will bring to you laughter and joy and gratitude. And if you want to know what the keys are to wealth, to health, to eventually having the loving relationship that you want, feel happiness within, feel gratitude pretty much constantly. And when you go to have a negative thought, or you want to base your thoughts and feelings and words on what you perceive as your reality, you're going to block. You're not going to bring in the most positive. So grab those thoughts, those feelings, those words that may not be bringing you what you most want, and change them up in that moment to empowering and positive words. Tell the person you're talking to, I appreciate you. Tell someone you love, I love you. Look yourself in the mirror and tell that most important person in your life how much you love them, how they are more than enough. They matter. And whatever you want in your life, walk around affirming it is so. I am in a loving relationship. I am my ideal body weight. I am prosperous. I am abundant. I am financially free. I am working in my ideal profession, my ideal job. If you affirm that over and over and over again, your mind programs it in. Your mind is your computer software of your story. And it feeds back into your energy field what you're feeding it. It is that simple. So you got to watch what you're feeding it. Are you feeding it junk food? Or are you feeding it healthy, prosperous, empowering, nutritious thoughts, feelings, and words? Clear out the junk food. And make it very succinct and very focused. Now, it's so important to wake up in the morning with gratitude, to feel your ideal day before it even starts. Even visualize. If it's something new about your home, visualize yourself first person in that home when you first get up, over your morning coffee or whatever, in the shower, on the way to work, in your morning jog or walk. When I'm in the shower is when I do my affirmations, my I am statements. I do them on the way to work as well. If I'm driving to a location where I'm very comfortable about where I'm going, I do them then. It is best to do them at least one time a day, 5 times each. Very common ones that you design for yourself. I am. Not I am not. No no's, nots, or nons. Just I am. I have. Anything present tense. If I am stressed, that is how I cure the stress. I start repeating feel-good statements to myself. I'm taking the steering wheel. I'm taking the power. Then I feel better and everything works out too. You are at the steering wheel. You are the captain of your ship. You are the designer of your life. What do you truly, truly, truly want? Feel gratitude in some way for where you're currently at, where you currently are. Most of us know that we can find a good meal. Most of us have a roof over our head. If you're listening to my podcast, you most likely have a roof over your head. Gratitude. It may not be the roof you want, but you still have one, right? Maybe you want another job, but you have one right now. Gratitude for what you currently have. Go to that job that you wish you could change and give your all to it. Then leave it behind and know that, meaning when you leave at the end of the day, leave it behind and know that a greater one is coming. Any speck of gratitude that you can find will work. And if you can hold thoughts of gratitude for at least 1 minute, amazing things start to occur. Just try it 1 minute at a time every day. Just welling up feelings of gratitude. Things will work out fine. They may not be in your timetable. They may not be with the face that you're focused on. Remember that other story of the whole. This isn't about witchcraft. That doesn't work either, by the way. You can't make up a spell against somebody's will. Keep that in mind when you watch movies. You cannot, it'll bounce back to you. And you'll feel it too, it bounced back. This is about using the energy that you are made of for your own higher good. Now we're in a time where we're understanding about what your own higher good is about. That it's all right now. We understand this. It's all right to want to be comfortable. It's all right to want to be financially free. It's all right. I don't know about you, but let me put you this way. In the past, I think very much traditional religion teaches us about the eye of the camel. The meek inherit the earth. And so it lended ourselves that those who are the most pious must be poor. Wow, good people, intrepid listeners. Heaven does not want us to be poor. It does not want us to be poor of heating or air conditioning or a well-running car. It does not want us to be poor of joy or happiness. It does not want us to be poor of spirit. It does not want us to work just so we can live on earth. That energy field of Source knows it's unlimited. There's enough for everyone on this earth to have more than they would ask for. So we're in a bit of a second Gilded Age right now, where there's a bit of a difference between the haves and the have-nots again. And for those of you who know a little bit about history, the Gilded Age didn't last before. So there are changes in the works which can be very scary. To change things, to change them financially, within governments, because of that spiritual understanding that we're starting to come to, the, let's say, spiritual truth, that wealth and goods are not supposed to be hoarded by a few, because there is enough for everyone. No one has to hoard. But yet, all of our systems are set up for hoarding. And the people who are, like how things are for themselves, they don't want anything to change. The people who do not come from the understanding of mindset that there's more than enough for everyone, they want things to continue to work for them, to pay their workers the less that they can, why they have all that they, more than they could ever want. Truly, after you reach 1 billion, it's kind of just, incredibly difficult to spend that in your lifetime. So why would you want ever more than that? Now, let me say very quickly that there are people who are incredibly wealthy that do use their wealth for a higher good. And I would not deny anyone wealth, by the way. I make no judgments on a billionaire, just as I make no judgments on someone who is not. All I would like to say to you is the energy of source, of heaven, of universe is changing, because the overall story is changing too. There is enough for everyone. I can be wealthy and be a good person. I can use it to serve more. So that overall story is coming into play. Right. The overall picture is changing because of the overall mind is changing. The whole is manifesting differently. It does not want to be as it was, but how it shall be. And some live in fear of change. We all do to some level, don't we? But those that live in fear of change will lie to you and tell you to fear change. They will give you different meanings for what a word means and tell you to fear. They will say you must live the same. Nothing should change. They're just looking out for themselves. So be very careful about what you believe. If someone is telling you to fear change about anything, if anyone's telling you to fear anything, be very discerning. Be knowledgeable. Use that God-given intuition. Really use the intuition. You have no idea how many times I hear someone say that they're using their intuition and they're not. They're using their head. Your intuition is that gut. It's in the middle part of your body. It's the I know, but I don't know how I know. And that gut never promotes fear. It actually promotes calmness and peace. So, use that gut. And it will tell you all that you need to know, what path to take, when to say yes, when to say no. When to open up, when not, everything. So because the overall energy of the whole was changing to a lighter, higher vibration energy, we now know about the law of attraction, the law of love, the law of karma, the law of the mind, all these natural laws. All these natural laws of the original Gilded Age millionaires, because they didn't have billionaires back then. They would be billionaires to today's standards, but not back then. They all knew. They all knew about all of this. Hence The Secret coming out in 2006, 2007. The book, the movie. They knew. Napoleon Hill, Henry Ford, even Einstein. They knew. And so, they used it, their knowing, for their own wealth. Now we know again. Kind of got bottled up and cloaked over time. But now we know again what has always been there to know. Watch your thoughts and your feelings. Be in a state of gratitude. It's the keys to happiness. Be in a state of celebration. Celebrate something today, whatever it may be. Anything, really, that you would like to. If it's wonderful weather where you are, celebrate. Celebrate your guy winning at Wimbledon. Celebrate your soccer team winning. Or just celebrate that they have a shot. It's a wonderful day for events, actually. I'm wrapping this up to go watch Wimbledon, actually. I love tennis. And so, celebrate the smallest things as much as the largest things. You don't have to wait to celebrate an engagement or graduation or a birth or a wedding. Celebrate life. Celebrate life. Each and every day. And the more that you do that, the more that life will celebrate you. And when you have a moment or day where you're challenged, just stop. You can feel it all, but then you start celebrating life again. And remember, what you put out, you get back. And when it comes back, it's multiplied. You celebrate life. Life floods in with celebration, recognition, rewards for you. It has to eventually. If it takes its time, it's because it's larger. Or you're blocking. Blocking is, I'm celebrating, but I'm waiting for it. I'm watching for it. Where is it? I don't know if I believe I can have it. Just celebrate. In and everything, celebrate. And get out of that conscious mind, that head, with any negative thoughts. Believe and receive. Oh, what a turnaround. Or what a multiplication. Either way, better. Thank you so much for joining me today. please be sure once again to go to my website at lisahop.com. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share. Please. I would appreciate it so much. I've been kind of hanging around 135 subscribers. I would love to see that go up a little bit. Just because this is meant to serve a purpose. And it would make me smile. So please, if you would, I would appreciate it so much. And thank you again. And I hope that you have a Sunday and a week filled with many blessings that you see. Thank you. Bye-bye.